The Johnski is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Built this freaking 10 militiaman, my name is King Prime, welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Transformers Legacy United figure, that being the Transformers Legacy United Transformers Animated Decepticon Motormaster. Yes, the leader of the fabled Stunticon job has joined the Legacy lineup with a pretty interesting addition to the roster. But before we take a look at him, let's take a look at what he comes in. Of course, on the front there, we do have a photo of animated Motormaster, just kind of, in his vehicle mode. Legacy United trades down at the bottom there with the Voyager class, as well as Hasbro trade. Big red Transformers logo up on the side there, as well as the Karatomi and Generations trades. His name is Decepticon Motormaster. He is from the animated universe. Up at the top, Legacy United trades. On the side, we have a photo of Motormaster looking very angry. I could make a Macho Man Randy Savage joke here, but I'm pretty sure MGO already did that like a decade ago, so I'm not going to. His name is Motormaster in Cybertronian, but I don't read that language. Down on the side there, we have Motormaster equally looking angry, but he has his axe there. Nothing on the side. On the other side, we have the nice collage of all the figures that were released in United, and the big old 40 years there down at the bottom. On the back, we have the photos of Motormaster in his vehicle and robot mode, 25 steps to convert. His name again, Transformers logo with more than meets the eye, as well as the authentic seal and the Hasbro logo. Some legal jargon, and that is about it. I say in every single video, my friends, but you only really care about the packaging for your box or card collector, which I'm neither. I'm here to open and review toys, and that is just what I'm going to do. Freeze frame.
Your efforts have not been a complete failure.
They haven't?
Much has been learned, even if you have not learned it. I do not blame you, as it is well understood that Seekers have extremely low intelligence.
Of course, sir. We can repair the space bridge.
That is unlikely unless you have simple, easy-to-follow instructions fit for a mindless drone. They are being transmitted to you now.
Freeze, trim, unfreeze, and here is Motormaster out of packaging. But before we take a look at him, let's take a look at what he comes with. So, of course, being a remold of Legacy Animated Prime, he does, of course, come with the axe, which, it's Prime's axe. It can be stored, and it can fold up to store in vehicle mode, and he can hold it, hopefully. It's kind of hard, I'm not going to lie, but you put his hand in like that, and you bring up his other arm to have him hold it like this. It works. I never have him holding it like this. Personally, I just hold it right below the collapsing point and then push the rest of the handle all the way through so that he's actually got a one-handed grip on the axe. I think it just looks better. As for detail on the axe itself, it is mostly clear plastic, clear purple plastic up at the blade and a little bit of the body. The propulsion system can take a blast effect there if you want to have a 5mm. If you have a blast effect with 5mm port there, you can put it right in and have, of course, the axe blasting down to chop someone. And then, of course, the rest of it is just plain purple. Can be stored on Motormaster's back like this. I don't like this very much. Personally, I don't think it stays, and I also don't like the light bar on Motormaster's back here. That part, of course, is removable. It is just the same exact primed light bar, except instead of being red and blue, it is all purple with that silver center. It attaches on with the little slot and a little peg right there. Slot, peg, and boom. Yeah. When I display this figure on my shelf, I'm going to remove that part, but everything else can stay. So that's it for the axe, and that's the only accessory that it comes with. But moving on to Motormaster himself, he is a spitting image of his 2011 BotCon exclusive from the Stunticon job self. Of course, we know that Animated never got a 4th season. Menasor appeared only in the comics. Well, I guess the Stunticons appeared only in the comics. Motormaster is, of course, part of that team. So he appeared in the comics, and then never again. But because Prime got released for Legacy, we had to get the repaint. I'm just surprised it turned out to be Motormaster instead of Nemesis, because that's usually what they do. But of course, now, because this review is so late, we do have Nemesis. He's been released, so yeah, that complaint is completely avoided. Getting in close here to Motormaster's head, of course, you have that nice Macho Man Randy Savage blockhead look going on there, and he looks absolutely fantastic. This is perhaps the most animated, faithful head that we've gotten in the line, but of course, he does have some metallic purple eyes there, and of course, the big mustache with the tiny bit of a grimace that's kind of hidden under there. You can see if there's a little bit of white paint for teeth, and then of course that's mostly just hidden underneath the stash. Everything else on his upper torso is black. It has yellow lights on his headlights, and of course the overheads. There's a purple Decepticon symbol there. It's kind of faded. It's not the animated one either. It's just the G1 style one, which is interesting, but also very fitting for Legacy. Light purple is forearms and hands. And then going down there, you do have a little bit more of that yellowish neon. It does appear yellow on camera, but this is actually like neon green. Going down there, of course, he does have the purple pants and some black feet. But moving on to the articulation, Motormaster here does have a ball joint at the head, so you can get a great range of motion there. He has two mushroom pegged arms into his torso, so you can get a full range of motion at the shoulders all the way around, all the way out there, which is very nice. Almost T-post compatible. It's just a little bit, a few degrees off, but it's almost there. Upper bicep sole right there, as you can see, as well as a double jointed elbow for transformation. He does also have a wrist swivel, as you can see right here, which is good to see on a Voyager figure. Of course, now he's coming untransformed, and he's being a bastard. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Base swivel as well. He does have, and mind the angle here, two hinge and swivel joints, but they're actually good, unlike the Star Wars Vintage Collection releases. So you can get a full range of motion forward, full range of motion back, unimpeded, and all the way out. And in case you're wondering, pretty close to the Van Damme. He's almost there. Not quite, maybe just like his alt shoulders, just a few degrees off, but that's not bad at all. He does also have an upper thigh swivel. You can see the mushroom pegs in there as well as a really good knee bend. But it's just a single hinge joint, but it can get all the way down there. Nothing else, no articulation at the shins or anything, but you do have a down at the foot, as well as a nice ankle pivot, so you can get that Van Damme, like I said. So overall, this figure is very well articulated. He has plenty of points to move at. Most of them are, of course, due to his transformation, but before we get to that, let's bring in some other figures to put Motormaster next to, and let me just move them out so we can have a actually good comparison. Yay, look at that natural light. Here is Motormaster next to our previous Transformers Legacy review, the ever so shitty Legacy United Lockdown, who is the worst figure I own. No contest, even at all. In case you were wondering, I did update the Instagram, which you should follow, and I think I did update a YouTube post as well when I got him. But I got the 2009 Lockdown from Revenge of the Fallen to compare this guy to. And it's not even close. This figure is so fucking good. This one is ass. I hate it. I will never touch this again. I might actually throw it out. We'll see. And here is Motormaster next to the 86 Prime, of course. The legit version. I don't buy bootlegs of this figure yet. So, yeah, that's how he stacks up, I guess, about how I'd expect him to stack up next to the greatest mainline Prime we've ever gotten, and the worst figure in the entire world. So, yeah. Let's transform this guy now. Freeze frame. Freeze frame unfreeze. Now to transform Motormaster here, it's an aggravating process. It's my definite least favorite part of this figure. The main problem with this is that getting him from vehicle to robot mode is a pain in the ass because of the way the, how do I describe this? I guess his ribs or his sides here plug in underneath the chest, and it's really, really infuriating. Same with this backpack. It's a fucking pain in the ass. The only thing you gotta do, obviously, to get it into vehicle mode is just untab it. Just like that. It is that easy. Let me zoom in so you can actually see what the hell I'm doing. See these two tabs right here? Go right into those slots, and they're friction fits, so they stay in there, and then they don't move until you pull them out, and then they move. Go figure. So then after that, you go around to the back, and then if you're in a perfect world, all this agitation has to do with the way that these tabs on either side of the torso, so you see right there, tab into that hole right in the fender right there. They will just plug in, and then these two tabs right here will plug into either side of the backpack flap. And then fucking maybe it will stay, but it usually doesn't because it's a pain in the ass. Like that. See, that's staying. You're flicking it, and it's not going up. You have to untap it, obviously. And that's the entire source of agitation with this mode. Yeah, it's so annoying to get right. Anyway, now that tirade is over, let me zoom out so you can actually see more of what I'm doing. All you gotta do is straighten out the tires there, and then again unfold the top part, so this will eventually go on top here. Come back around to the front. As you can see, there is a tab connection there and a slot right there. You just flip that up and rest it like that. Then come down to the arms. Hold the fist right like that, and just push it in towards the figure. It will open this arm cavity, of course, and then you can just fold in the wrists, which are on ball joints. Normally figures don't have ball joints like that, but this one does. Fold either side in. Then what you can do is rotate the arms around 180 degrees and pull them out so that it's like in a reverse T-pose, so that the pits are facing up. Then come around to the forearm. That's, as you can see, it is situated right there. There's a slot right there above the elbow, and there is a tab right there on his forearm. Just rotate that up, and you have your front window and your back window. Once they're together, there is this entire section, so including like his collar, will rotate up and in. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Plug in the forearm. Get this facing all the way up, like so. And then you can meet the grill of the truck up with the chassis, the rest of the cab. As you can see, two slots right there, two tabs on either side of the front of the vehicle. Just tab those in. You might need to force it. And then additionally, you take the back here of the what was once the backpack, fold it up on top and tab it in. If it stays there, it stays there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There are supposedly tabs right here all along the front that plug into something, and these holes right there are supposed to tab into these tabs on top of the arms. But you put them in, and you hope to God it stays, because it probably won't. But if it does, yippee. As you can see, there's a mushroom peg up at like the top of his diaphragm. Just rotate that around 180 degrees, and you can see there are these square pegs, square holes. You learn this in kindergarten, people. You put the square peg in the square hole, or if you learn it from TikTok, everything goes in the square hole. But in this case, it's the kindergarten example. After this, it's just a matter of unfolding the legs, which you just take the outer shin part and pop it open like that. Unravel it all the way, kind of like, up here we will be looking at, and then take his foot, rotate it all the way around, and you'll see that there are two pegs right here on either side of the foot. There are two holes on either top of the, what was once the top of the ankle. Rotate that around, peg those in like so, and do the same exact thing on the other side. Rotate that guy up, peg him in. And then once you get the legs configured straight like that, bring it in on this joint right here, this entire assembly will rotate all the way around and it will slot in. You might be thinking, what are we going to use these pegs for down here? And I would thought that they were going to be useful in robot mode or in vehicle mode too. Turns out not so much. You literally just friction fit this thing over his leg and get it ranged kind of straight as you can. Press it all the way in so that it friction fits over. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Friction fit it over. See the tab in the hole here at the bottom of his legs. Push them together and just make sure everything is nice and tight in there. And that, ladies and gents, is about it. Nothing horribly special. This figure isn't hard to transform. It's just simply a pain in the ass. But it is nice. It of course is unmistakably animated Prime's mold, just with a nice Motormaster feel to it. And to give it more of a Motormaster feel, let's do the actual thing. Let's take off the light bar. Motormaster never had one of those. So that he has that flat black roof that we associate with Motormaster himself. And I think this looks absolutely fantastic. The black and purple really looks good. It's nice to see it on a character that isn't like just evil Optimus Prime. This is Motormaster. Motormaster has his own identity, and being bash and brazen like the rest of the Stunticons definitely fits. Though if you bring in the axe here, of course, as I mentioned, you can of course store this right here on the back of the bed of the truck, I guess you'd call it. It looks ridiculous hanging off the back there. I wish you could store it like right here in the center, you know, but there's no square holes on this. It's just circle holes. So it has to go in a 5mm port. It can't go on his roof, which sucks. You'd think that this would work, but the holes are just so slightly off center from the pegs. So it just sucks. But without further ado, let's bring in some figures to compare our dear friend Motormaster to. Here he is next to our previous Transformers Legacy review. This piece of shit who I'm not even going to transform. There's your fucking size comparison. He's ass. Don't buy him. I'm not transforming him again. And here he is next to an actually good figure, 86 Prime. And yeah, they stack up pretty good. This 86 Prime, like in robot mode, is also larger in vehicle mode. No painted hubcaps or anything on Motormaster, but hey, this is perfectly fine. I think that Prime is good enough comparison on his own. So without further ado, let's get Motormaster back into his robot mode so I can tell you exactly what I think about this figure. Freeze frame. Freeze frame on freeze. So overall, Motormaster is alright. I don't particularly like adore him or this mold. This figure for me was mainly a way to access a part of my childhood which I had but never had. Back when I was a kid, of course, this was during the end of Animated, the start of Prime. Stunticon Job came out, and I wanted that thing more than anything in the world, and I still do. To some extent. Now it's over $1,000 easily, and I will never ever pay that much money. So when Prime got announced, the Legacy Animated Prime, and I knew that there was a chance that we were going to be getting this figure as a remold or a repaint, I was absolutely thrilled. And so then after, you know, only a few weeks of Prime being out when this was announced, I was ecstatic. I knew I needed to get this figure. I knew I needed to experience that part of my childhood, which I never got to. And that's what this figure means to me. Now, did he live up to that hype? No, obviously. There's no other Stunticons. There's no drag strip. There's no Wild Rider. There's no Dead End. And there's no breakdown to go with him. It sucks on that part. And it also sucks because the Stunticon Job, of course, is infamous for not being able to form Menasor, and this figure is no different. It's not compatible with the Legacy Stunticons, so it's really just there as a nice little nod for a little piece of Transformers toy history. That being said, as a figure, he's perfectly fine. He poses really well. He looks great. There's not a lot of paint going on with him, but he doesn't necessarily need it. And in terms of transformation, this is what I would call fiddly, whereas this is just ass. He's standing on lockdown in case you didn't catch that. I don't dislike this guy at all. He's just sort of a run-of-the-mill figure. Maybe if I was more of an animated fan, or actually had that original Stunticon job, and I had something to compare this figure to, because I never had the old Prime mold, I'd be a little bit more happy with this. But truthfully, right now, as it stands, this figure is perfectly fine, and I don't hate it, even in the least. If you don't hate Motormaster, or you like Transformers Legacy, or you like Transformers Animated, or you like Transformers in general, make sure you share this video with your friends. Share it with your Facebook groups, all that good stuff. If you like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Keeps helping the channel grow, keeps helping me pump up this content. That's going to be pretty much it for this time, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, peace.